Hello, good evening. This is Mike Rutherford from Genesis. We thought we'd invite you here backstage so you can see what goes on at a concert before and after and during. You can see how we cheat, how we don't really play, how we mime, and it's all taped and stuff like that. Actually, we do play.
We always all like the most recent stuff, best of all. It's kind of what you've just done, and it's what you want to be doing most of all. And so you choose as much of that as you can, as much as is playable. On this album, we're playing virtually everything apart from Anything She Does, which was a difficult song to do. And other than that, we just sort of go back through our past with songs that we still have an affection for. The emphasis always tends to be on more recent stuff, I think, but we're doing songs going back as far as 1973 on this tour, because in speaking for myself, I'm proud of our whole career, really, and I like songs from every period.
Or like with this tour we're doing, Supper's Ready. The end of Supper's Ready. So that's one of the reasons why it's good to be in a group, because I will choose a couple of old songs that maybe someone hasn't thought of, or Tony might do the same, or Mike might do the same. And before you know it, you've got about 3-4 hours worth of material, which you've got to prune down to a couple of hours. So there.
Land of Confusion is a song, it's almost a protest song. I actually wrote the lyrics to this one. It's a song that is the nearest I've ever come to actually making an out-in-the-open statement. I normally make little comments about things in a subtle sort of an aside way. It's really about how we live in a very nice world and what a mess we're making of it, and how it should all be so easy and how it's all so difficult. It's a kind of 80s protest song. It's taken me this long to write my first protest song.
Well, the Brazilian it's kind of much closer to the kind of thing I do on some of my solo albums, So if you like the Brazilian, you should go and buy them. It's which no one does. I'm not very good at writing sort of love songs anyhow. Phil writes them much better, so I leave the short, those kind of things up to him.
You know I love you, but I just can't take this. You know I love you, but I'm playing for keeps. Although I need you, I'm not gonna make this. You know I want to, but I'm in too deep. So listen.
This time is the first tour we've actually brought a complete set of Vari-Lights with us. This is the first tour anyone's ever done it, actually. They've just designed a brand new light, which is the Power Light. And it's basically, we used to be Vari-Lights and the lights they call the Power Lights, which are the kind of lights that give you the general colour. But this time we've designed this light that, or we've had designed this light that does both. So it's the first time that has happened, and it seems to be working very well. It's it gives all those Vari-Lights give an opportunity to completely change the shape of the stage, which is quite exciting to look at.
Oh, right. So come in. Right, okay. Look, it's not boring yet.
So
that's good to get. Okay, okay.
So I thought I'd come in and liven.
That doesn't liven it up, you know.
Use that and I'll kill you.
All right. Okay.
I got 2 of these tonight. I got 1 last night, 2 tonight. I got 2 bras last night and a shoe, and I got 3 extra bras tonight. So when I retire, it's a lingerie shop for me.
This is our deck drummer for the evening. We couldn't find anyone.
Gutly gear.
Couldn't find a professional drummer, so this is what we got.
That's it. Chess has been with the band, I'd say, for 10 years, and I first came to hear of him with a Frank Zappa album called Live at the Roxy. And Bill Bruford had just left us to form UK, and I was looking for drummers, and I couldn't find any English drummers that I liked enough. So I started buying some albums of American drummers and heard this Live at the Roxy album with Frank Zappa, and Chester was on it playing with another drummer. And he did a couple of drum things together with this other drummer, which were great double drums. And in fact, we used that same lick that I heard on that album. We used it on the end of Afterglow. We use it all the time. It's just one of those classic drum fills. And I don't know whether we actually are going to present him with a gold watch. I think we should do. We should at least do something. I think my batteries have just run out.
I was doing a show in San Francisco. I was doing a Company of the Wiz, just playing drums for the show. And I got a phone call from Phil, basically saying, look, I saw you at Weather Report. You want to do the gig with Genesis? And that was, I mean, it was just as cut and dry as that.
You're on MTV, man. And as we fondly bid farewell, Chester Thompson.
When Steve Hackett left the band, I wasn't sure if he wanted a bass player guitarist or a guitarist who could play bass. And I did quite a few auditions and saw various people. And then Darryl came along in New York, and we automatically, I thought, hell, he'll do.
Would you welcome, please, a nice Canadian welcome, please, for on the guitar and the bass guitar, our good friend, Mr. Darryl Sterner.
I'm very bad at remembering parts, and Darryl is very good, so he has to remind me of the chords of the songs that I wrote, you know, a few years ago, which is why he's with us.
Mike Rutherford, in fact, auditioned me in New York City, and from there, it's history, basically. What do you want to know?
Do you remember what the first gig was?
No, I don't. I don't. I can't tell you that.
Great on film.
I don't know what the first gig was. This is no good.